Alright lads and lasses, I'm Eccentric Racer, and I'm here to do another look back at. This time, we are beginning with the problems that plague Forza. Well, the Xbox One generation of Forza. Yes, we're looking at Forza Motorsport 5. The absolute worst Forza game in the Xbox lineup. Why I said Xbox? Because Forza Street exists, and that game was a pile of shit. Yes, this is not good. This is a really, really not good game. Overall, if I ignore it as a Forza game, as a racing game, it's alright. It's actually not a bad racing game. The track list is, it's serviceable. Compared to FM4 and then what we get later, it's not that great. You know, what we get new is Spa, Long Beach, Bathurst, which is, I do quite like that, and Yas Marina. They're the new tracks for, but we've lost a whole bunch of fictional tracks that was in the older Forza games, Forza 3 and Forza 4. Yeah, we just lost all of them. So yeah, that's by the by. The other thing that plagues FM5 is the awful car list. Yes, there might be a lot of DLC cars. The car pass was about 95 DLC cars. Yeah, there's a reason why there's 95 DLC cars. It's because all of them, well, 99% of them, are all shit. Because they're all just recycled from Forza Motorsport 4. I mean, you can... some cars in here are quite nice that they remained. SLR, we've got a new IndyCar. You can already see one car that's DLC that shouldn't have been. If you can't see it, here it is. A 131. Why is that a DLC car? Oh look, the RSX. Yep, that's a DLC car. There's a hell of a lot of Alfa Romeos as DLC cars. This game only launched with 2 Alfa Romeos. 2. The 8C and Giulia. The rest were all DLC cars. And the only new one, I think, was the SZ. Everything else was in Forza Motorsport 4. Aston Martin screwed over here again. Yeah, like, I had issues with the Horizon 5 car list. How all of that, a lot of that is basically just rehashed FH4. I mean, a lot of this isn't even rehashed FM4. Because a lot of it from FM4 has just been removed. And then re-added back, all as DLC. Like, you had to pay for again. And it was just absolutely ridiculous. It was so shit. Like, why is that a DLC car? I don't get it. Like, don't get me wrong, there are a few I understand. Like, the Audi 90. It was a Quattro. Yeah, that wasn't in Forza Motorsport 4. That's fine. Auto Union, that's fine. You know, there's a few more open wheelers in this as DLC. Okay, that's not an issue. You know, they're fine as DLC cars, but there's just so many other cars I'd never got. Oh yeah, that was a single DLC car. You know, that's fine. The Bugatti Veyron was a DLC car. Yeah, if you weren't a VIP, tough shit. You're not driving a single Bugatti. Buick, we had one. We're missing a few of the other ones. Caterham, yeah. So, well, Caterham wasn't in the previous one, I don't think, so that's not too much of a problem. Yeah, that's a DLC car. It's absolutely ridiculous. Bunch of old Chevrolets, yeah. Ridiculous. Dodge. The Charger was a DLC car. The Dodge Charger. Like, how can you make that a DLC car for a Forza game? Yep. 575. This was a DLC car again. This was in FM4 as a DLC car, and now it is absolutely ridiculous. The car list is just terrible. I mean, yeah, sure, there's a few new things in it, but a lot of it is DLC. Like, look, Sierra Cosworth is DLC. It's just baffling. Just how much was stripped back in this. We barely got anything new. A lot of it was stripped back, and then it was just slapped with a DLC label on it. The D-Type was DLC. We've only got 2 Jaguars in this game. The third one was D-Type. That was DLC. Like, there was no XJ220 in this game. I don't even think it was a unicorn car, because I don't even think unicorn cars existed in this game. Like, it's just ridiculous. Stratos, DLC. Yeah, cool, we got a Lotus Formula 1 car. Well, you don't get the Esprit V8 unless you're paid. The Lotus 11 was paid. The Maserati MC12 was paid. It's an awful car list. It really, really is. This was a DLC car, by the way. the 787B. It is just absolutely ridiculous. They've just stripped back on everything. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, excuse me, indeed. Yeah, we don't even have the Evil 9 in this game. I mean, Mitsubishi's been screwed over constantly. Yeah, R390. Yeah, not only that, the customization of the cars was a major step back as well. That's got no body kits anymore. I mean, I know a few cars still have DLC, but a lot of them just have DLC customization, but a lot of them just don't. Yeah, you can piss off. I'm sorry, but it is really just frustrating to see all these DLC cars. I don't have one of those. That's interesting. Selena 7 and A-Class, by the way. Yeah, the class system was interesting to say the least. I'm pretty sure you could get the R35 in C-Class because you put on drag tyres. Hatchback Subaru, DLC. I don't get it. This is DLC now. What the fuck? Yeah, you get the point. It's a crap car list. It really, really is. Right, okay, I'm back. I've installed all of the cars that were DLC in like all the packs and whatnot. Of course, you know, the Forza Vista sort of made a return, where they do it for all cars. I can't remember what was like. Can't remember if they. I can't remember if they go for. Yeah, I can't remember if they. Yeah, whatever. I can't remember the Forza Vista thing. I know they do it for every car, but I think a lot of it is just to say the same things over and over again. Right, okay, let's go on about. Let's go race on this game, and then let's talk about the driving of it. Another thing as well about the menus is that when you're upgrading cars and whatnot, it takes ages to go through all the menus. It's just nowhere near as snappy as it used to be on FM4 and whatnot. It just takes ages. Right, okay. Now let's get into the gameplay. Let's talk about the how the game, well, drives, because that's the most important thing to get correct in any racing game, is the handling. Now I think a lot of people complained much earlier because the handling is a lot different, to be honest. That is a thing I will admit. It was a much different handling style than what we were used to in FM4. The cars were a lot less grippy over. Oh, this is a terrible start. Oh, come on, go on a straight line. There we go. Yeah, the cars were a lot less grippy overall. You know, they understeered a lot more. They were much easier to get oversteer and whatnot. So, you know, it probably wasn't as fun as what it was before. It's not terrible. Oh, Christ. So yeah, the handling, it's not bad. It's nowhere near my favourite one. I do think that the cars are they do just feel really unresponsive at times, and then they don't feel greatly connect. Now, of course, a lot of that is probably going to be due to me not playing this game for a fair amount of years. Oh, I've locked the brakes there. Christ. Yeah, that was my fault there. I blocked the brakes. Curbs, being a nuisance. Right, okay, come on. Let's try and get through the field. Oh yeah, as well, a lot of the time in a 16 lobby race or whatever, you only need to get third place to actually get gold medals. So, you know, there is that. So, you know, it kind of makes it easier to get the higher amount of credits. Not that you get a lot anyway. The credits are a lot more sparse in this game than what we got in Motorsport 4, and of course what we got in the Horizon games as well. Horizon 1 in particular. I will admit, for a game that is from 2013, this looks beautiful. This is a good looking game. I will have to admit that. You know, the animations of it is really damn smooth. Yeah, you can just see him, you know, my character, my driver here, you know, shifting the gears. It is just really, really good animations. I will give them that. And then when you're driving in a straight line, you know, sometimes just to give your character a little bit more animation, you know, you might see him just stretch his hands and whatnot. It's, you know, it's all, you know, nice little touches, the stretching the hands and whatnot. But it's, yeah, the animations is really damn smooth. The sounds of the cars as well are really damn good. Now, they're probably not fully accurate. I mean, Forza hasn't really had a repertoire of having the most accurate car sounds, but they do sound nice in this game, I will admit. I do like how this Toyota sounds with the turbo. You can hear, you know, so you can probably hear a little bit of the echoing of the engine as it's bouncing off the pit wall and whatnot. You know, so yeah, the game looks good. It sounds good as well. It runs actually pretty good as well. You know, it is fairly smooth. I remember the multiplayer was alright in this. I know I had issues. Well, obviously, Forza has not had the smoothest of multiplayers. It never, ever has. There's a lot of, you know, the lag cannons was still a thing in this game, if I remember correctly. Well, they're practically a thing in all Forza games, but in Motorsport 4 it was really, really bad. I think in FM5 it was very bad in this as well. Don't know why you're going wide, but, you know, they managed to take more speed than me anyway, so clearly it's working. That rally crossing is the way forward with the Prototype 1 cars here at Silverstone. Right. Yes. Speaking of the AIs, let's talk about them. They're not good in this. They are not brilliant whatsoever. They can be fun to race against. They do make more mistakes in this game than they did in Motorsport 4. They are definitely more They definitely do make more mistakes. They're also more accident prone as well. That one didn't really show off too well. For going some slower cars, some A-class cars, you might be able to see it better. They do crash a lot. The driver tires, because obviously this game introduced driver tires. Yeah, I did lose a bit of money for rewinding. Don't really care. They were awful in this game. They were absolutely awful. I've reached level 250, and I get 70,000 credits because I'm a VIP. When you're not a VIP, you only get 35,000 credits. So, you know, that's not great in the slightest. Yeah. They were not good in this game. They was just so accident prone. And it was just not, it was not fun to race against them whatsoever. Let's go in a slower car. So yes, the AI, sometimes they react to you. The driver tires didn't whatsoever. The driver tires were just awful. They would just crash into you constantly. They are just very, very accident prone. Well, you know, that's fine. Mistakes do happen on racing. That's part of it. That's part of motorsports, that mistakes happen. But a lot of the time, it just feels like it goes on too often. So racing them just is not as fun a lot of the time. Come on, F40. Let's get a good start through there. Here we go. Fire it up the gears. Here we go. Oh, a little bit of issues through there. Right, let's see. Let's get through turn 1. You can hear already a bunch of crashes going 3 wide. I'm being very precautious there. 3 wide into turn 1. V8 supercar. Oh, God, the Koenigsegg's losing all sorts of control. Oh, God, where am I going? I'm trying to be careful. Right, excuse me. Yeah, the damage model in this game is actually pretty good. Obviously, they changed it a little bit where the bumpers now no longer fall off. The cars get crumpled quite a lot. So, you know, there is that. Oh, Christ. The damage as well is a little bit different. Aero damage, it takes a little bit more to actually break the aero on your car. So you can actually have a few more bumps and scrapes. It does allow for a little bit closer racing and whatnot. Now that you know, it's not that if you lightly brush their car, that's it, you've destroyed a lot of your aero, which is a death sentence, to be honest, a lot of the time, because you just lose so much. You actually do lose a fair bit of time. I haven't damaged my engine there, did I? Did I over-rev it a little bit? Nope, I didn't. That's good. Oh, they're having a tank stop there. They're probably going to have a crash. Nope, they're doing fine. The AI's actually been I'll say fairly sensible. They went 3 wide into turn 1. Yeah, I'll say fairly sensible. But they do, like I said, they make a lot of mistakes. They do crash quite a lot. So the field can get spread out very quickly. I mean, as you can see, I'm currently in 5th place. I am catching up. I think I am catching up to the cars up ahead. But a lot of the time you might just have 1 or 2 AIs that just absolutely run away at the front. Sometimes it's even 3. So a lot of the times you might find yourself in a situation of no man's land for quite a while. Now, of course, you know, that's... Whilst I did find the Forza Motorsport 4 AI to be way too easy, unless they were cheating, like they did in the... like they do in the... some of the... whatchamacallit, the oval racing, where they just have a miracle amount of more speed than you. Oh, Christ almighty. And then a miracle amount of more grip. They do cheat there, I will admit, but... You know, it does make it a little bit trickier to get through the field with the AIs so obviously spread out. So there is a little bit of that. It does make it a nice challenge. I suppose that's why, you know, you only have to get 3rd place to get a gold medal. This Celine is hanging on to my rear bump. That is a hell of a lot of understeer. Come on, Ferrari. Should be better than that. Yeah, that Celine's got a good run. I'm gonna... No, I did not fancy its chances. I was still sort of in its face. So yeah, there is that. I'll shut up. Oh yeah, I'll go on to multiplayer a little bit more. I did play a fair bit of the multiplayer. It wasn't too bad. Remember, it was an alright multiplayer. Obviously, it still had all the lag problem. I mean, which Forza doesn't? Oh Christ! You know, so it still had all that, but it was all right. Of course, you know, I can't remember what the collisions was like, unfortunately. I can't remember if they were a little bit more like FM4, where a light tap would just absolutely fire someone forwards, or if it was a little bit more sensible, where the cars would, you know, they'd have a little bit more resistance to the collisions. I honestly cannot remember what it was like, so you know, I do apologise for that. Oh Christ, come on, F40, we can get through there. There we go. The storefront on it was alright. Obviously, this introduced a system of when you picked a car, you can then just take them straight to the livery, the design storefront if you so wanted, and then you just download cars and whatnot. You can't, you know, you just download them. You can't buy liveries anymore like you could in the older Forza games. So there's that. Take that as you will. There was no auction house in this game. You know that. Oh, Goni! I thought I was gonna absolutely crash into the back of me there. I think I tapped the Ferrari a little bit. That blue Enzo. Actually, the auction house was gone. And that wouldn't return till Forza Motorsport. Was it Horizon 3 that had it? Yeah, I think it was Horizon 3 that had it. You know, which a lot of people were upset about. I kind of was as well, but I don't know. It just, with this car, it just really didn't seem necessary because it was all kind of just weaker in a way anyway. So what was the bloody point? Yeah, there was just so many things just stripped back for Motorsport 5. It's just, oh Christ, I couldn't see the breaking point there. Oh, I've missed it. It's alright, we salvaged it a little bit. So, yeah. There's just so many so many things that was just cut from this game. Now, it really did just not feel good whatsoever. The single player was alright, but obviously you kind of just found yourself, obviously with Forza Motorsport 4 you had the season play, if you so wanted, where you could just go through that, and you'd be driving a multitude of cars at different tracks. Oh god, my F40 is quite battered. Where you'd be driving a multitude of different cars. Obviously you could just pick the event list and drive wherever you want. Same with this, but there's a lot less championships in this. It's obviously just the less amount of cars, to be honest. Oh, you bastard. Nearly next level. Yeah, the accelerator is an XP. Oh my god, my F40 is absolutely battered at the front there. I'm so sorry, car. Yeah, this is the thing where you get more XP if you really wanted it for tokens. I just tried to make tokens a little bit more relevant. However, no one gave a toss. Oh, have I done it? Hey, yeah, I think I actually did. I think I only had to do one bit. Did I? Oh, you know, I don't know. I don't care. Yes. So, yeah, single player, obviously, you had League Select, and you could just choose whatever you want. But there's a lot less... there's a lot less championship. There's just more events per championship. As you can see here, the prototype racing there, I had 15 events per little thing. Obviously, Sport Compacts, we've got 15. Some of them was 17. So you kind of do just drive the same cars for quite a while. Rather than just having them being a little bit swapped and changed. There's no like manufacturer challenges and whatnot. It's all just like car types. So it's just a lot of things just cut back. Really, just a lot of things cut back from it. Trucks, but there's no SUVs. So yeah, it's not good. So to conclude about FM5, worst Forza game in the Xbox lineup by miles. So many cut corners. DLC is the worst out of the entire franchise, if you ask me. It's just the absolute worst. Car customization took a step back. Just the amount of stuff that's here was just not that great. Multiplayer was alright. Still problems. I think replayers had a big problem in this as well. So yeah, there's just so many things that just snowballed against Forza Motorsport 5. It's really not worth going back to it whatsoever. It really, really isn't. But good things about it is that it looks good, it sounds good, but that's it. Driving's iffy, to be honest. So yeah, if you've never played Forza Motorsport 5, you're not missing much. You're really, really not. You're much better off playing Motorsport 6 or Motorsport 7. They're just a million times better. So, I'm going to call it there for the video. I do hope you enjoyed. All feedback is appreciated. If you want to join my Discord, you can do so. There's a link in the description. Feel free to join. However, that's going to be it for me. Take care, and ciao for now.